Hey everybody, and welcome to another video about Diabolical Dave's Rumble Throwdown. Hope you're having fun playing. It's been out for a few weeks now, getting a lot of great comments, but we're also getting questions about some of the mechanics of the game. This video is dedicated to the role of the commentator in a round, an event, a match, however you want to put it, of a game of Diabolical Dave's. So first things first, who are the commentators? So the commentators, if you've watched pro wrestling, they are the ones who kind of provide the color, provide the story, provide the humor in a lot of cases to the matches. They're big personalities. Some of the best have been long remembered, have been inducted into Hall of Fames. And in the Diabolical Wrestling Council, we have a cast of 4 individual commentators who you take on the role of when it's your turn to play that part. As you can see here, I kind of have the event cards laid out. The event cards on one side have the commentators, their rules, how you're going to treat them. So when it's your turn to be the commentator, and as you know, the commentator role goes around the table. When it's your turn to act as the commentator, you're going to take on the personality of that individual. So let's take, for example, commentator Glenda Sykes here. She's on the back of 2 of our events, so she is the commentator when you choose this event. So first things first, Glenda favors heel wrestlers. Heel wrestlers can adjust their drama rolls by ±1 to get a more favorable outcome during drama. On a 1 through a 4, you get an in-ring interview if you roll. Trash talk on a 5 or 6. So 1 through 4, you want that in-ring interview. You get crowd points, depending, heel or face. You get heat or pop. In trash talk, Glenda, the commentator, she insults the active wrestler while calling the action. So if you were the commentator, it's your job, if they roll trash talk, to actually play that part. A little bit of role-playing aspect to it. And each one of the commentators has that effect. There is a 5th commentator where the commentator is a superstar. Basically grab a superstar from the superstar deck and they become that. So you can kind of act out the personality that you see from one of those superstars. So it's kind of a random superstar. And obviously they don't favor heels or faces, but there is some interesting stuff. You get a ringside conflict where the active wrestler, that superstar actually interferes with the match. So it can get wild. But that's just the drama aspect of it and what happens during the matches. The commentator is more than that. The commentator becomes the arbiter during a match, for example. So if a lot of cards are flying and things are happening, the commentator should be calling the action, what's happening, in the voice or style of the commentators that are in the event deck. The commentator is ultimately the one who says, okay, hey, listen, anybody can play any more moves? What's going on? 1, 2, 3, and they call it. The commentator should also kind of act as a quote-unquote referee, not the referee of the match, but the referee of the game over the course of everything. Discards, asking everybody you discard down to 4 cards. Does anybody want to purchase this card as it's being discarded? All of those things that occur, that can happen, the commentator kind of controls the flow of the match. The best commentators are active, they're engaged. They shouldn't be sitting on their phones or, not paying attention. We don't expect everybody to jump up and play a big, colorful character. Some people are very tactical about the way they play a game, or very strategic, and they're focused on their cards. But when it's your turn to be the commentator, you should be engaged and at least be paying attention to everything going on to keep the game moving along, and to give everybody a fair shot over the course of their rounds. Last thing too, just don't forget that when you are the commentator, you are also playing as your wrestler, and when it's your turn to have the match, you hand that role off to somebody else. So I could, sometimes if I'm playing a face, I'll look across the table and say, okay, you're the other face of the table. Here, I'm going to have you play. I'm going to have you be the commentator. And just don't forget that aspect of it. There are special rules for commentators in 1 and 2 player games, but the game was ultimately designed for the 3 to 6 player experience. So that's the focus of this video. Hope that helps to understand the role of the commentator a little bit more. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot us a message here in the comments or over on our Facebook group. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the game.